Hello you. I'm going to show you how to program a Roland TB303 or equivalent from a patch sheet like this. So I was given this Behringer TD3 as a present, and as you know, it's a recreation of the Roland TB303 and the programming method is the same. So I watched a few tutorial videos to try and find out how to program it, but everything I made was rubbish. So I thought, no, what I'll do is I will find out how to use these patch sheets that I'd seen on the internet. These patch sheets like this. I thought, well, if I can program one of those in, maybe it will sound half decent. So then I tried to find out how to do that, and I couldn't find any tutorials that showed how to do that either. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just have to work it out myself, make a video, and I'll learn that along the way, and then hopefully you guys might find that useful as well. So here we go. The steps that we're going to go through are as follows. First of all, we'll show you how to select the pattern, how to clear a pattern, how to set the time signature, so 4/4 or 3/4, and how to set the number of steps. We'll then show you how to enter the note data, how to review those and to add the transpose, accents, and slides. I will then also show you how to add the timing to the notes, and then we will set the waveform and set the knobs for cutoff, frequency, resonance, envelope modulation, decay, and accent. So that's the approach that you always go through when programming a TB303 or equivalent from a sheet like this. So let's get stuck in. So first we're going to find a slot that we want to use. So we have this mode knob here. See, this goes right, track play, pattern right. So I want pattern play mode, which is there. You can see we've got 4 pattern groups: I, II, and IV, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this knob here, I can set both those positions there are pattern group 1, both these positions here, pattern group 2, pattern group 3, pattern group 4. So I could go, say, pattern group 1. Then I've got, each pattern group has got an A section and a B section. And that was shown by whether we have this LED lit here above the A or the B. So that's how you switch between. And then within each pattern section, you have 8 patterns. Pattern 1 to 8. And those are set using these buttons here. So 4 groups, 2 sections, 8 patterns. 4 times 2 times 8, 64 patterns in total on this device. So this is pattern group 1A, pattern 1. Sounds like this. That's pattern 2. That's pattern 3. If I go to section B, pattern 3 in section B, section B, pattern 1, into group 2, so that's pattern group 2, section B, number 1, and so on. So that's how we get around. So I'm going to select the one that I want to overwrite, which is going to be this one. That's boring, I'm going to overwrite that. So I now need to go into the write mode. So pattern write mode is here. If I do start stop, it will still play. It's still there. So I need to clear it. So I hold down the clear button, and then I press the number of the pattern I want to clear. Simple as that. Now if I press start stop, it's silent. That proves to you that the pattern is empty. Okay, the next thing we need to do is to set the time mode. So we're in normal mode here. If I hold down the function key, you can see over here with the triplet here, LED is off. That means it's in 4/4 time. If I was to, I'm still holding this down, if I was to press this, that triplet button, that's now in 3/4 time. I let go of the function, it goes out. If I hold the function key, I can see it lit up, I can see it's in 3/4 time. If I want to get back to 4/4 time, I have to clear the pattern, like that. And now it's back to 4/4 time because the LED is not lit. So that's the 4/4 time or the 3/4 time. Next, the length. So by default, 16 steps. And it just so happens with this pattern here, I want 16 steps, so that's fine. If I wanted fewer than 16 steps, I would hold down the function button and then I would just press the step button the number of times I wanted to match the number of steps. Had I selected 3/4 time, the default number of steps would be 12. So again, if I wanted 12 steps, I'd leave it like that. If I wanted a different number of steps, I would hold down that function key and press the step key the number of times till I get the number of steps I want. So that's how we then set the timing and the pattern length. Next, we need to put in the notes, the note information. So I'm going from top to bottom here. I've got my pattern group, my pattern number, and my section A or B would all be written here. I've got my number of steps, which I've got correctly set to 16. Next, I need to put in the notes. So I'm going to go into pitch mode. So I press that, the LED is lit under pitch mode. So now I know we're in pitch mode. I can then type in these notes using these 13 keys here, which look a bit like a piano keyboard, just one octave. Goes from C to C. The upper C, it usually is written with a little apostrophe next to the letter. So if I find an example that's got that, here we go. This pattern here you can see has got a C and a C with an apostrophe, so I'd know to put in the lower C here, and then for step 4 I'd put in the upper C over here. So let's put these notes in. I want 4 E's, so then I want 3 B's, then I want 3 C's, then I want 6 B's. That's it. Now if I want to check that, I go into normal mode and then back into pitch mode, and then I can step through the steps of the sequence. So, and I do that by using the next button. And each time you press it, if you press and let go, it will then get ready for the next step. So step 1, step 2, step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's nothing else. Perfect. Back to the beginning. So normal mode, pitch mode. And just quickly scroll through them like that. What if I wanted to change something? Okay, I am, because I want to put in the octave up or down. So that's the second row here. So I'll go to the beginning and I'll step 1, step 2. Step 2, I'm holding the button and I put the transpose down like that. Now you can see the LED is lit. So it's E and it's down. My next step, step 3, I want up, so I press the up. Then I want step 4, normal, step 5, normal, step 6, down, step 7, up, and so on. Now I made some mistakes there, didn't I? Let's go back and do that again. Step 1 should be no transposition. Step 2, down. Step 3, up. Yep. Step 4, nothing. On step 5, step 6 should be down. No, I missed that. Step 6 should be down like that. Step 7 should be up. Step 8 should be nothing. Step 9 should be up. Step 10 should be nothing. Step 11 should be nothing. Step 12 should be down. 13, oops. 13, 14, 15, 16. That's the last step. Okay, you noticed, if you were very eagle-eyed, you'd have noticed I used the back button then, because what happened was I accidentally let go of the next button. Rather than holding one of the notes, I accidentally let go of it. Let's just finish off the last bit. So I've done the transpose up and down. Now I need to do the accent and slide. So again, I go to the beginning of the pitch mode by going into normal mode, into pitch mode. Then I step through. I want step 2, I want a slide. So step 1, step 2, holding step 2, add the slide. step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. Let's hold step 7 and add the slide. 8, 9, 10, hold that, add the slide. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, add the slide. So that should all be correct now. Step 1 is an E with nothing. Step 2 is an E with down and with a slide. Step 3 is with an up. That matches what it says up here. So that's how you check all the way through. Looks good. So that's our notes, our transpose and our accents and slides. There are no accents in this pattern, but if I had another pattern that did have accents like this one, you can see there's A and S. So I can have accent and slide. So that second note here, I've got a slide, no accent. I can add an accent to it, or I can take it off. No problem at all. Right, back to normal mode by pressing function. And the last thing I'm going to add now is the timing of the notes. So here we have a filled circle, a non-filled circle, and a dash. And this is the bit that really puzzled me. I mean, what does that mean? What does that code mean? It actually matches the symbols here. So the filled circle is a semiquaver note, the open circle is a semiquaver tie, and then the dash is a semiquaver rest. So to enter this information, we go into time mode by pressing the time button, just once would have done, and then we just tap in one of these three. So again, we use these same three buttons here. So I want a note, a note, a note, then I want a tie, then I want 5 more notes, and a tie, 5 more notes, and a tie. And you can see it's automatically gone straight back into normal mode because I got to the end of the 16 steps. And now, finally, with the note information and the timing information, I should be able to play the pattern. There we go. Voila. So, with all of that information now inserted into the unit, I can take it out of write mode and put it back into play mode, and that protects the information now in that pattern. So I'm not going to, no matter what buttons I press here, I'm not going to overwrite any of this information anymore because I've used that, I put it back into play mode. So now right, there's a little bit left here. So at the bottom here we've got the waveform. So here we've got the square wave rather than the sawtooth wave, and this tells me to set this button over to there to square wave. Obviously sounds slightly differently. And then these bits here is where the author could write down the positions of these knobs here, but in this particular case they haven't. But so I can just use whatever I like in that section there. But they have said use a slight reverb, so that's why I've got it plugged into this pedal here. Switch on my pedal here. I've got, what have I got? I've got a delay at the moment. Let's turn that to reverb mode. There we are with the slight reverb. So there we go. That is how we do it. Easy as that. So just to summarise again what I've shown you, first of all, we select which pattern we want to experiment with. So we use the pattern mode knob to listen to our different patterns. Start stop button to start and stop playing. We can use the pattern group knob here to choose between 1, 2, 3 and 4. We can choose these buttons here to choose between A and B. And then we can choose 1 to 8 along here for the pattern. Let's say I want to overwrite number 1. I'll go number 1, group 1. I'm going to go pattern A. I'm going to clear. I'm going to press the button. That is now clear. Okay, then I will add the timing by holding down the function key. By default, of course, it's 4/4 time. If I want to press into 3/4 time, I press that. Then if I want a number of steps to be 16, for 4/4, I just leave it by default. If I need fewer than 16, I can tap this key. If I chose 3/4 time, by pressing this one will be lit up. That's 12 steps by default. If I want a different number than 12, I can again tap this button here, all the while holding down function. Then I go into pitch mode to put in the notes. I type in the notes using these keys here. I can review them by going back into the beginning mode, and then I can go in and step through using this key here, add my transpose up, down, my accent and my slide. Every time I need to go to the beginning, I go back to function and back into pitch mode. Then finally, I go into timing mode and add in the timing. And if I'm using one of these sheets, then I will use these symbols here to type in the steps by step here. Then I should be able to play, and then I should go back into play mode so that I protect the settings, and of course set the waveform according to down here, and if there's information on these knobs, set those up here. That's as simple as that. Hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching.